Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oswego State University for some Oswego State ACHA hockey in Oswego, New York, the land of the snow and ice on the rink and snow outside. Our first snowstorm of the winter in mid-November. Tuning in to Lakers versus Syracuse University. Syracuse University ranked 13th in the nation for ACHA. Oswego State, after a couple weekends away, Jerry and I have missed talking to you the last couple weekends as the team has been traveling within Pennsylvania with 4 games the past couple weekends, and now back home tonight, Thursday, and on Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon rather. So Oswego State, after the last couple weekends away, now has a 6-7-0-1 record with a 2-1-0-1 Northeast Collegiate Hockey League record. For their 14th game of the season. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks since they played at home now at the Marano Campus Center. Oswego State is 5th in the NECHL, which right now, if the season ended today, would qualify them for the playoffs. The top 6 make the playoffs. However, in the standings, 5th place through 8th place all have 7 points. Oswego State obviously has 7. So just to recap the last couple weekends for you, a couple weekends ago, Oswego State took on the Indiana University of Pennsylvania at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. A little bit of a mouthful there. Oswego State went 1-1, a 2-0 win the first game, but a 6-3 loss the second game. The next weekend, they were on the road once again against Westchester University in a 5-2 loss, but then eventually went to Penn State University at Berks with a 6-1 win. Lots of scoring updates for you guys, adding points with a lot of goals scored. Leading scorers now are Adam Marvin with 17 points, 8 goals, and 9 assists. Luke Myers has 16 points, 4 goals, and 12 assists. And Kyle McNamara, 7 apiece for 14 points. Your goaltending leader is Alex Golosi with 10 games played. He has a 4-4 record after not playing 10 whole games. He has a .923 save percentage, a 2.37 goals against average, and has 2 shutouts. Only 3 players on the entire Oswego State roster have not registered a point this season. A lot of by-committee scoring, if you will, as the term used by the NCAA team, head coach Ed Gosek, by committee. Looking at Syracuse University now, they don't have as many games played, but like I said, they are nationally ranked. They are 5-4-0-0 with a 4-2-0-0 league record. They are in the Eastern States Collegiate Hockey League with that record. They only have 9 games played, and they are, like I said, ranked in the nation number 13, a tough test for Chris Timmons, and he said he is looking forward to it, calling it a true test, and hopefully his team will get noticed by the national rankings now, barring a good game. Last time out for Syracuse University was 2 losses to undefeated and reigning national champion Adrian College, a 5-1 loss and a 5-4 loss both at Syracuse University. Peter Owen Hayward had 3 goals throughout the weekend. Their leading scorers are Hayward with 12 goals, 5 assists for 17 points, Ford Hatchett with 12 assists for 12 points, and Connor McNamara, I'm not sure if any relation. I'm going to assume no relation there, but 9 goals, 3 assists, and 12 points. Their goaltending leader is Jake Cowler with 7 game plays, .906 save percentage, and a .320 goals against average. So we're going to listen to the public announcer, Bo Drake, as we listen in on the Syracuse starting lineup. So in case you did miss, actually let's go to the Oswego State lineup first. The names I know right off the bat. At defense are going to be the first defensive line of Chris Swans and Theo Cup. Forwards will be Chris Carey, Sean Mooney, and Mike Lemieux. Starting in goal tonight is Alex Golosi. For Syracuse University, it's going to be number 3, Stephen Bresci on defense, and then his defensive partner is going to be. Let me look at my roster here. And the second defenseman, actually let's go into the forwards. Number 12, Lucas Prestamo is going to be on forward. Also on his forward line, Owen Harrington, and as well as Peter Owen Hayward. Cannot tell who the 5th number is right there. Starting goaltender tonight is going to be Cal Stewart, who this is his first ACHA game this season as we honor America with the national anthem. That fifth Syracuse player that I could not find the number for is going to be number 7, Patrick Corcoran, who's also going to be on defense. So their leading scorer in Hayward, Peter Owen Hayward, who had 3 goals last weekend against Adrian College between the 2 games, 17 points, 12 goals, 5 assists. He's definitely a player that they're going to want to watch for, that being Oswego State. In fact, Hayward, alongside another Syracuse University member, Trip Franzese, both have 100 career points in their ACHA career. Hayward has 72 goals, 50 assists for 122 points heading in tonight, and Franzese has 38 goals, 62 assists for 100 points even heading in tonight. So those are definitely a couple career players that have really made a difference for Syracuse University. And like I said, Chris Timmons, the head coach for Oswego State, is going to be hoping for maybe some recognition tonight from the rankings of ACHA, barring a good game and successful game, and potentially even a win. Oswego State looking for maybe a little bit of win streak after the win against PSU Berks last weekend. But only time will tell as the puck is dropped. And it's a little fought, and it's going to be over to Syracuse University back with Corcoran. Now over to Bresci. Back to Corcoran in the middle, and over to Bresci on the side, near side. Bresci skates it up the ice, and tipped by Owen Harrington. There will be no icing on the play as Wands tries to hold on to it. He passes it off to Mooney. Mooney just tries to clear down the ice, cannot, but it goes with Patrick Corcoran of Syracuse University, who just dumps it in. Now with Michael Neal on the near side, avoids the hit, and it looks like there's going to be a whistle on the play. Might have gone offsides there. Yep, it's going to be a face-off inside the neutral zone toward Oswego State, and Syracuse University will win the puck. Ford Hatchett just dumping it in. Now with C.J. Walsh, who passes it up, or attempts to pass it up to Kyle McNamara, but gives it away. Now over Syracuse in the defensive zone back with Hatchett. Hatchett tries to pass it up. Stopped by Adam Marvin. Marvin passes it off over to Luke Myers. McNamara tries to get a pass over to Myers, but it's Heising as it just is out of reach of Myers. And he'll head back to the Oswego State defensive zone. .19:02 remaining in the first period, still scoreless if you're just tuning in. It's Oswego State versus Syracuse University at the Murano Campus Center Ice Arena in Oswego, New York, where we're hitting our first snowstorm. And let's just say not too many students are liking it early on, as it's all the way down the ice. Adam Marvin with a little bit of a late hit, trying to play some physical plays. So does Herbert there, and now Syracuse University skated up the ice. Shot right in front, and just stopped by Golosi. That shot was from Connor Preston, right in front. A great pass there behind the zone, and a great early save by Golosi to keep this game scoreless at 18:30 remaining in the period. Oswego State now with it, up to Herbert. Herbert's got one man to beat. He just dumps it in the zone after he gets past the red line. And Syracuse University will take the puck, but it's passed off, and Herbert almost holds on, but gets bumped off the puck by Bresci of Syracuse. Syracuse does hold on to it, and it's not offside. It looks like I might have been a little ahead of the puck there, but Ryan Eckert now, and over with Brandon Peters. Oswego State, comes away with it with R.J. Dawson, or Brett Dawson, skinning up the ice. Back to the Syracuse University now. Marcella put a little pressure there, now at Bresci. Bresci cross ice over to Eckert, who just dumps it in. Player sliding down the ice, that was Bresci. I'm not exactly sure what missed that. It was behind the play there. I don't know if it was a late hit, but Syracuse University now into the zone. Up with Chapin, who just gets beat out of the puck by Harrington, and it's wrapped around the boards by Syracuse, and now with Hatchett. Hatchett will just dump it in the zone, but taken away by Kyle McNamara Sean O'Neill of Oswego State. Bobby Vassa fights for the puck, does come away with it, but it's dumped off to to Syracuse University. Almost taken away cleanly by R.J. Smith. Cannot hold on to it. Now with Eckert, who fans on the shot from the blue line, but Syracuse will hold on to the puck. Dumped into the zone by Brandon Peters. That's Luke Caddo. apparently I cannot see numbers very well. Wrapped around the goal now, Vasta with it. And tries to give it up, and he does, over to R.J. Smith, who just dumps it into the zone and hits the goaltender of Syracuse University. That's going to be Cal Stewart. Cal Stewart, like I said, playing his first ACHA game of the season. I'm not sure about his career. I did not see what year he was at Syracuse. Syracuse University now brings it into the zone, still scoreless with 16:23 remaining in the period. Syracuse gloves it down. That's going to be Connor McNamara. And now it's Oswego State. Chris Wan's bringing it up the zone, and he just dumps it in. Hits Stewart, excuse me. And we'll pass it off to his teammate behind the net, and now bringing it up. Icing is waved off as Syracuse University races to the puck and beats Theo Cup. Cross-ice pass to no avail. Kyle McNamara, now with it over to Myers, back to McNamara on the far side. Adam Marvin almost gets a stick on it, cannot control it, but he's behind the net and has control now. Bumped off the puck, a little bit hit by Joseph Pucciarelli. Oswego State now holding onto the puck and just dumps it back in. Luke Myers has to pick up his stick. It's going to be offside play there. And we'll have a stoppage in play with 15:37 remaining in the period. We'll actually head down to the Oswego State zone due to the proximity of the players for the offside. And it looks like Hebert will be taking the face-off alongside Lucas Prestamo. Now Simonek, who passes it up to Marcelic. Marcelic does get it over to Brett Dawson, who tries to skate in. Cannot get the shot, but just goes in front of the goaltender. No shot on goal. Lakers remains shotless. And now it's an icing for Syracuse University as C.J. Walsh wins the race to the puck with 15:30 remaining in the period. It'll head back down to the Syracuse zone now. Haven't seen a ton of Oswego State offensive zone time yet. It's been mainly dumping and changing or dumping and chasing. Syracuse University has held most of their chances in their zone. Sean Mooney will get bumped out of circle. It's going to be Chris Carey now, who does win the face-off and back to Mooney. Mooney tries to get a shot, but it's deflected off. Now with C.J. Walsh, who just dumps it back, slaps it back into the zone, wraps it around the boards. It'll be with Peter Owen Hayward. Hit from Simonek, knocks off the puck, but Syracuse holds it. Jacob Petalino wearing a strong Syracuse number at 44. One of the best numbers you can probably have as a Syracuse University player, with the local legends of Ernie Davis and the like of Syracuse University football. If you're not from the area, 44, like I said, very historic number, and he's got to have some pride wearing that number. It's going to be dumped into the neutral zone and eventually into Oswego zone from Syracuse University. And it's now Syracuse does recover after it goes off the skates of Mooney. Excuse me, Carey. Back with Mooney. Mooney now skating up the ice himself and races up in the middle. Just wraps it around himself. Cannot hold on to it, though. Bumped off the puck. Little misconfusion there. And Bobby Vasta loses the puck, and it's a one-on-one breakaway with Simonek right there. Myers will fight for the puck now. Excuse me, Lemieux will fight for the puck now. And Syracuse University will almost keep it in, but it's going to be Luke Myers. Luke Myers skating up the ice. He's up the ice and almost gets around to the Syracuse defender, but it's Bresci and cannot hold on. Now with McNamara, who just loses the puck, Syracuse University will hold onto it and bring it to their own zone. That's going to be Kristen Van Heck. A shot and a save right in the mask. The shot came from Joseph Pucciarelli once again. Bresci with it at the blue line just dumps it in all the way to the far corner, and Wands will hold on to the puck. Wands with it and tries to get it up to Marvin, cannot, as it's dumped back in by Syracuse from Bresci. Cup just clears it out of the zone. Bresci will grab it right outside his blue line, and Syracuse does have to retreat and recover. Bresci now with it in the middle of the ice. Stopped by Marvin, and it's picked up by McNamara. McNamara has a chance. Block shot from Patrick Corcoran on the skates. Does not even get a shot on goal, and Oswego State will remain shotless. Syracuse University now wraps it around, and it's now with Peter Owen Hayward. Hayward skates it out to the ice himself. Passes it off on the far side over to Lucas Prestamo. Prestamo gets a shot off, hits the post. Does not even hit Golosi, however. And it'll now be Oswego State. Wands just loses the puck. And it's go over to Syracuse University with Prestamo. Prestamo on the far side again, looking for someone to pass to, and it goes over to number 44, Jacob Padalino. Padalino does not get a shot off and just wraps around, but now it's with Adam Bedford. Adam Bedford takes a shot, but it's blocked up in front by Dawson. Dawson now with it on the front side, passes it off to C.J. Walsh. C.J. Walsh up with it, dumps it in, tries to give it, is going to dump it for Marzello, who races up in front to get to the puck. But Syracuse University with some physical play bumps him off the puck. That was David Rosen with the hit. A big hit from Syracuse University, Connor McNamara on Chris Carey. Now back with Syracuse, Luke Cato. Over with Padalino, who tries to get over and does after a deflection, but Oswego State will recover. Simonek over in the far boards now. Loses possession, but C.J. Walsh will recover it. He's going to be right in front. A shot and just goes wide from Syracuse University. That was Colin Morrow. Trip Franzese, who has 100 career points, maybe looking for more. Just goes out of the zone. It's going to be a race for the puck. It's going to be Colin Morrow now. Colin Morrow just gets around his defenseman. No shot on goal. Just wraps around and a shot and blocked by Simonek. That shot came, and out of his position is Golosi. But that shot did come from Brandon Peters, but is blocked by Simonek. Dumped back in by Syracuse University. With 11:23 remaining in the period. Marvin cannot get his stick on it, so Bresci will just dump it back in for Bobby Vasta, and the back end will recover. Now over McNamara. Just clears it up, and Adam Marvin has a chance. He races at the puck after Bresci. Bresci with some speed, and it's going to be an icing. Bresci just beats him out with 11:08 remaining in the period. Still 0-0 between Oswego State and Syracuse University. One of the unique things for Syracuse University is that they have a Division I ACHA team, but no men's team. I'm not sure if they have a women's ACHA. However, they have a women's NCAA in the Division I, playing against teams like Robert Morris University, as Oswego State does clear it out. But it's kind of interesting that they cannot support an NCAA team. There's teams like Adrian College, that I've seen have an NCAA team, Division III. They have an ACHA Division I, Division II, and Division III. 4 hockey teams, and all the rosters seem to be strong sides. Impressive stuff. Oswego State, obviously, with the Division III NCAA and Division I ACHA. Syracuse University will hold on to the puck in a shot and deflected wide by McNamara after a big hit from Vasta. A little bit of an extra commotion there. But now with Marvin. Marvin over with McNamara. McNamara, it's 2-on-1. McNamara and Marvin. Marvin with a shot into the 5-hole! Adam Marvin just gets a stick on it right in the 5-hole of Cal Stewart. And Oswego State takes a 1-0 lead over Syracuse University with 10:23 remaining in the opening period. It's Oswego State's first shot of the game, and the first shot goes in. 100% shooting for Adam Marvin tonight. 2-on-1 breakaway from Oswego State. Kyle McNamara just gets it on the stick of Marvin, who catches the 5-hole of Cal Stewart. 1-0 Oswego State, 10:23 remaining in the period. Syracuse University wins the resuming faceoff. It's now over with Ford Hatchett. Ford Hatchett passes it back to Luke Cato. Cato skates it up the ice. Brings it up himself, almost behind the boards, and it's stopped after the shot from Cato on a weird angle by Golosi. With 10:08 remaining, so he has 2 saves now. It's going to be Mooney once again in the near circle in the Oswego State zone. He'll look to win another face-off, and he does, but Syracuse University strips it away from Cup. Shot and just deflected over the pads of Golosi into the far corner. Does not touch Golosi. And that one touches Golosi, and another one does, and just goes wide. A big hit on Sean Mooney. No call, though, right in front of the goaltender. And it's going to be cleared out of the zone once again. A couple shots there for Syracuse University. And Syracuse University does recover and bring it back. Now a shot, and just goes high. I don't even think that was deflected. That was a shot from Ford Hatchett, who hits the boards behind the goaltender. And it's going to be cleared out of the zone by Oswego State. No icing as Syracuse beats themselves to the red line, ironically. And it's going to be tipped and onto the stick of C.J. Walsh. C.J. Walsh was skated up the far side himself. Takes a shot, just deflected wide. It's almost a shot from Andrew Carty. Cannot get a stick on it, and Syracuse University a little bit trapped there. Simonek now with a slap shot. Deflected high. That might have been deflected. Blocked, actually. That might have been the shoulder of Carty. Syracuse University racing now with Bresci. Bresci on the near side. Just wraps it around. Tries to get a wraparound. No shot. And it looks like there's someone in the way of Golosi. That's going to be tripped Franzese after a shot from Syracuse. No harm done. C.J. Walsh now recovers behind the zone, but it will lose it to Connor McNamara. McNamara back to Bresci at the far corner. Far point, excuse me. Now with Oswego State and back to, and deflected, shot away by Carty, but it goes over to Padalino and just dumps it back in. Now with McNamara and back to Padalino at the point. Padalino with a shot goes way wide. Golosi tried to grab it, does not. Now with Brett Dawson. Brett Dawson will just dump it past Padalino, and Oswego State will get a couple line changes, and so will Syracuse University. Deflected in by Lucas Prestamo. No icing, but he will get his own puck in the far corner, and Luke Myers bumps his guy off the puck, and it's going to be now with Syracuse University once again, and back to Luke Myers. Luke Myers skates it up the ice. Just dumps it in. Marvin tries to get it around, but it's shot in by Syracuse University into their own bench. 7:56 remaining in the period. Lakers up 1-0 over Syracuse University. It's going to be a Syracuse zone face-off, and it looks like it's going to be Sean Mooney in the circle for the Lakers, and it's going to be Lucas Prestamo for Syracuse University. Prestamo slides the puck out with his hand, gets it there, but it's going to be recovered by Oswego State, who just dumps it back in. That was Sean O'Neill who dumped it. Syracuse University now with Cato. Cato just clears it out, tries to get it up to his forward there. That looks like it's going to be number 17, Peter Owen Hayward, Syracuse's leading scorer. Could not get a stick on it. Syracuse University now with it, and back to O'Neill behind the goaltender. O'Neill just skates around, passes off to Mooney. Mooney up to Carey. Carey just overskates the puck. And it's going to be kind of cleared by Syracuse, but cannot get a ton on it. Mike Lemieux now with it. Mike Lemieux tries to get a shot, and he is knocked down. No tripping call. And he looks like he might be hurt. Slow to get up, at the very least. And it looks like it might have been held by Cal Stewart after another shot. Looks like it might be his lower left leg from Lemieux. He's skating off on his own, though. Doesn't look like it's going to be any huge problem as he jumps over the boards himself. Bresci now with it behind the zone, or behind the goaltender, excuse me. It's going to be cleared all the way down the ice, and it will be won by Wands for the icings with 7:04 remaining, back into the Syracuse zone. Lemieux looks to be all right as he gives a reassuring nod to head coach Chris Timmons on the bench. It's going to be Marvin in center for Oswego State. Syracuse University clears once again outside the zone, but it'll be Cup. Cup just dumps it into the far corner. Gets a weird bounce, and it'll be with Syracuse University's Bresci. Now over with Jay Chapin. Chapin back to Cup. Syracuse University now with it with a breakaway. It's going to be a 2-on-1 and a shot, and just goes wide. That shot came from Joseph Pucciarelli once again. 2-on-1 breakaway just goes wide past Alex Golosi. Oswego State got away with one there. Now with Patrick Corcoran, wraps it around and over to a forward, and Corcoran will hold on to it once again. One of the alternate captains for Oswego State, for Syracuse University. And it looks like there's going to be a penalty, a hooking penalty. See who that is on. And I think it might be on Syracuse or Oswego State. Adam Marvin, 2-minute hooking minor with 6:29 remaining. Not exactly sure on the assist past McNamara for the Marvin goal earlier. We'll get that if I hear it or during the intermission later in the game. Syracuse University on their first power play of the game. See, holding zone possession now. Just skating around is going to be Ford Hatchett. Ford Hatchett back to Corcoran. Corcoran over to Peter Owen Hayward. shot and stopped by Pazagolosi. Herbert will just clear it down the ice with 1:30 remaining on the penalty, 6 minutes remaining in the period. Oswego State gets a couple actually changes their lines completely, I should say, after 30 seconds. And Syracuse University will save back into the zone after a clear from Martin Simonek after a mishandled pass from Syracuse University. Now with Cato. Skating into the zone now is Connor McNamara, who loses the puck to C.J. Walsh. C.J. Walsh bumps him off the puck, but it's recovered by Hayward. Hayward just skates around now and gets it back to Cato. Hayward. Fake shot and mishandled pass, back into pass, no look. Out of the zone, 49 seconds remaining on the penalty with 5:15 remaining in the period now. Syracuse University Cato still has it in the zone. Skating up the ice now is Bressi. Bressi with his speed, a very speedy defenseman as we have seen right now. Bressi cannot get a pass off and it's blocked by O'Neill, but he will hold on to the puck and skate around. Goes back and cleared out by Cato in his own zone, or brought out on his own accord, I should say. And so they'll go into the neutral zone now. Cato with a couple mishandled passes on this power play with 27 seconds remaining in the power play and 4:56 remaining in the period. Lakers still do lead 1-0 after the Evan Marvin tip-in. Cleared by Bobby Vasta, only to center ice as Bressi will hold on to it. Kyle McNamara tries to get up to it, cannot as it's passed around between Bressi and Cato, but Cato will bring it up the ice now. Cato brings it in himself, and it's almost cleared out and just hits the blue line, but Bressi holds it in. McNamara trying to chop the puck out, and it is cleared out by Myers. As the penalty does expire, Oswego State will kill the penalty and return to even strength unscathed with 4:25 remaining in the period. Syracuse University does hold on to it now. It's going to be picked up by Marvin. And it just goes offside. Myers looks like he was offside by just a hair. He wasn't thrilled with the call. But it'll head back to the neutral zone, giving the Lakers a chance to settle down now after the penalty kill and potentially put some more offensive pressure on. Low shot game, only 3 shots for Syracuse University compared to Oswego State's 1 and only, which led to the goal from Adam Marvin. A lot of zone time, just not a lot of block shots. Now with McNamara. McNamara's shot is blocked, ironically, by Padalino. Dump back in now with Padalino behind the goaltender. Padalino just skates there. Passes it over to Connor Preston. Excuse me, no, not Connor Preston, Christian Van Heck. And goes into the Oswego State bench. 3:50 remaining in the period. Good amount of people here tonight for a Thursday night game. Maybe that's due to no Oswego State hockey, men's hockey this weekend at least. They're looking to get a little more hockey. Women's hockey, the NCAA team does play Friday night against Cortland, but will travel to Cortland on Saturday. The men's team here, the ACHA team, plays tonight and also Saturday. Cup now over to Carey. Carey behind the boards and pass it out to Lemieux. Lemieux tries to get out to Cup but loses the puck to Peter Owen Hayward. Peter Owen Hayward once again. It's a one-on-one opportunity, and Golosi stops it. A shot from Lucas Persano after some dangles, just gets to skate on it. Another shot for Syracuse. Golosi holds on to his fourth save there, I should say. Prestamo knocked down by Lemieux, and now with Chris Carey. Chris Carey skates into the zone. No offsides there as Lemieux is right next to him. Now with Mooney. Mooney tries to get a shot but blocked away, and it's now with Lucas Prestamo once again. Prestamo shoots it and goes out of the rink into the zone, into the bench, in the first couple bleachers, I should say. With 2:52 remaining in the period, and we'll head back into the neutral zone at the center circle. To be Hubert and Trip Francis at center circle for both teams. Hubert will come away with the puck, however, and pass it back to Marcelic. Marcelic now to Walsh. Walsh gives it up to Hubert, who just tips it in. No icing after the tip. Brett Dawson tries to skate up, but it's beat out by Bressi. Dawson with a little bit of hit there, but Bressi got the puck off just a little too soon. Hubert comes away with it, a shot and save by, saved by Stewart after a shot from Oswego State. I believe that was Dawson himself. Shot and the save by Galosi. Oswego State will come with the puck now with Hubert. Hubert lays the hit out after he almost got hit by Bresci. Bresci a little smaller compared to Hubert. Hubert with the upper hand advantage there on the hit. Syracuse University tries to dump it back in, but it's taken away by Simonek and now with Myers. Myers has a chance, gets through his defenseman's legs, but cannot hold on to it as he wraps around the goaltender. Tries to get a pass off to Walsh, but he actually recovers for a second there. Syracuse University grabs it. Walsh now jumps up, grabs the puck, and passes it out to Marcelic. Marcelic now gives it over to McNamara. McNamara just tips it to Simonek, almost a little miscommunication. Simonek just holds on, but it cleared the zone as Syracuse University had it. Myers now over back to Walsh. Walsh up to Marcelic, who's going off the ice. Almost a too many men call. Too many men on the ice. No call from the referee with 1:23 remaining in the period. Now with Connor Preston, who loses it, and it's going to be almost with Bobby Vasta, but goes over to Joseph Pucciarelli. Syracuse University with a shot, tries to give it over to Connor Preston, cannot get a stick on it, and it'll go back to Padalino at the blue line. It cleared the zone, and it's going to be David Rosen chasing after it. No icing on the play. Adam Marvin giving him pressure. Gives him the hit into the boards. With under a minute to go now, Syracuse University skates it up the ice. Shot and a save by Galosi. That shot was from Lucas Prestamo. And Syracuse University will hold on to it with Peter Owen Hayward. Hayward passes it back to Rosen. Back up to Hayward, who gives it right to Sean Mooney, of Oswego State. Syracuse University now with the puck. Gets around it, and Galosi holds onto it, and there is going to be a penalty after a late hit from Vasta right into the post. He is okay, but it's going to be a holding penalty on Vasta. With 25.8 seconds remaining in the period, Oswego State will go on their second penalty kill of the game, and they will have to suffer the man disadvantage early in the second period as well. So we're going to have 25 seconds of a penalty kill to end the period, and then it'll begin once again in the second period. Bresci passes it up and back with it at the blue line. Playing a little close to the blue line, almost brought it offside. Bresci over to Cato. Cato back to Bresci. Bresci with a shot and just goes wide looking for a deflection, but it's cleared out by Wands. Bresci will skate all the way back down the ice with 4 seconds remaining in the period. Syracuse University just gets it in as the period expires. There is a shot from Lucas Prestamo, but the clock buzzes. The Syracuse University does not get a chance on the rebound. End of the first period, Oswego State 1, Syracuse University 0. 3 shots for Syracuse University and 2 for Oswego State. Bobby Vasta did have the holding penalty, so there'll be 1:35 remaining on that penalty when we enter the second period, but that will come at a later time. Heading into the intermission, Oswego State 1, Syracuse University 0. Ben Greco alongside Jerry Pritchard on the camera, and we'll be back momentarily to head into the second period on Oswego State ACHA Hockey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second period of ACHA hockey between Oswego State and Syracuse University. Oswego State Lakers lead the Syracuse University Orange 1-0. Never thought I'd be calling a game against Syracuse University, as as they do not have an NCAA team, but never thought I'd be calling ACHA hockey, so here we are. Oswego State does lead that by 1-0. Oswego State's goal came from Adam Marvin after a tip-in, after a pass from Kyle McNamara. No, I don't have the time of goal exactly. I couldn't get it from our statistician, but I will try to get that in between the second period as Oswego State does take the ice. Golosi claiming his net after making 6 saves in the period. Lakers only had 2 shots in the period, but it definitely will be interesting to see how Syracuse University responds. Gotten that goal, however, if we want to talk about it a little bit, goal came from a far side pass from Kyle McNamara onto Adam Marvin's stick. Just tipped it right in the 5-hole of the Syracuse goaltender, Cal Stewart, in the smallest spot possible, in my opinion. I didn't think that was going to go in, but it hit the back of the net, and it's a 1-goal game heading into the second period. Syracuse University now taking the ice as well. Syracuse University, despite having 2 goaltenders on the roster, carries 5 goaltenders. And they have a broadcasting team here as well. And quite honestly, that was insane to me that even they didn't know why they carried 5 goaltenders. Lots of players on the roster here. They have a whole sheet and a couple extra for an Excel sheet that I made for names. Now, I wish I could get an exact number for you without too much blank space, but the journalist himself and me does not have a great math record. But we will be moving on as Hubert for Oswego and Owen Harrington for Syracuse will take the face-off to start the second period. Waiting to throw the Vasta penalty up. I forgot to mention that it is going to be 5-on-4 for the next 1 minute and 35 seconds after the Vasta holding penalty, as play begins for the second period. Vasta did have a penalty 25 seconds remaining in the first period, leading to the penalty kill, giving Syracuse University the man advantage to start the period, as it goes back to the blue line for Patrick Corcoran. Corcoran in the center now with a shot, and just goes wide, deflected wide. The shot from Hayward. Hayward passes it back to Ford Hatchett, but lets it go out of the zone with 1:05 remaining on the penalty, with 19:30 remaining in the period. And Syracuse University brings up with Hayward. Hayward skating in, gets around Cup, gets a shot, and goes in! The pass and goes over, it looks like to number 11, Connor McNamara, just over the shoulder of Alex Golosi, and this game is tied with 19:22 remaining. Penalty is cleared now, tied 1-1 after a shot right in front, right over the shoulder of Golosi, right where Mama hides the cookies on the top shelf. 19:22 remaining in the period, even strength now for both teams. Oswego State does come away with the puck almost as Myers tries to grab it, and he will lose it once again. Syracuse University brings it into the zone. Blocked by Golosi after a shot from Trip Franzese. Now it's Simonek who passes it up to Marvin. Marvin with the goal earlier and gets around his defenseman and beats him to the puck. He just wraps around now looking for a player to pass to. Marvin holds on to it and will hold it on the boards and just push down in as Brezzi from Syracuse dumps it in further and gives it over to his teammate, Connor Preston. Now with Myers in the zone. Myers has McNamara there, doesn't pass. Myers with the backhand. McNamara cannot get the rebound, and it just goes behind the net. And Preston will recover the puck. Myers once again in the zone. Tries to get over to Myers. Cannot get a stick on it as it goes under the stick of Patrick Corcoran. Now with Bressy. Bressy clears up the zone and goes on the stick. Gets to Simonek. Simonek passes it off. Cannot hit the stick of Hubert. And now with Preston once again. Preston with a shot right into the chest of Alex Golosi. 18:20 remaining in the period. 1-1 tie game early in the second. Marcelic will be taking the defensive zone faceoff alongside Trip Franzese. Syracuse wins the faceoff, and it will go over to Franzese now in the circle. Now with a shot, and in! Deflected goal! The shot came, it looked like from, it might have even been Connor Preston himself. I'll have to get an official word there. But the goal was from Connor McNamara, his second goal of the game. From what I remember, Syracuse takes an early 2-1 lead now with 18:11 remaining in the period, and I will get official goals from you as soon as I get them. Syracuse University wins the puck and gets the momentum right away. Taking it in the zone now, Syracuse, and it's blocked away by Vasta. Syracuse University hold on to it now with Rosen. Rosen loses the puck, but it's taken away by Hayward. Hayward gives it back to Rosen. Rosen with a shot. It's blocked by O'Neal, but doesn't know where it went. Now with Mooney. Cannot hit the stick of carry, but it does clear the zone. Syracuse has to retreat. Fanned on the shot and just hits the pad. Almost tipped in by Oswego State. O'Neal almost put it into his own goal there with 17:39 remaining. Oswego State wins the puck, and it's going to be Adam Marvin. Adam Marvin on our breakaway cannot get a stick, and it's lifted. It's going to be a tripping penalty most likely as he slides into the boards. One-on-one breakaway. Sorry for the pause there. We're trying to get official stats from Bo Drake, our statistician, but to no avail at the moment. It's going to be a penalty, hooking, excuse me, on Bresci, on Stephen Bresci. On the one-on-one breakaway for Marvin. Just cannot get a stick on it after having a stick lifted, and also the hook. So Oswego State will go on their first power play of the game. Wands tries to tip it, Cup tries to tip it, but now it's CJ Walsh behind the net. A little bit of pressure there from Syracuse, but Cup will hold on to it now. Pass it off to Manu. Can't hold it. Big hit! And it's going to be a penalty! Big hit from Sean Mooney on Connor Preston. Excuse me, not Connor Preston. Christian Van Heck. And it's going to be a penalty on Mooney after the big hit. I missed what the call was, but it looked like a clean hit. It's going to be a charging penalty on Mooney. It's going to be 4-on-4 hockey now for the next 1 minute and 40 seconds. Syracuse University will have a little bit of a power play at the end of this. But just like that, Oswego State loses their power play as Adam Marvin grabs the puck in the zone. Just cleared out, and it will be grabbed once again by Simonek. Behind the net now is Cato. Marvin tries to get it, but Cato recovers and passes it off to his teammate. It's going to be potential icing. CJ Walsh will win the race, just beating out Peter Owen Hayward. All the way back down to the Syracuse zone it goes. 2-1 Syracuse University now. 16:42 remaining in the period. 4-on-4 hockey after the Bresci hook call with 17:28 remaining, and then the Sean Mooney charging penalty of 17:08 remaining. Syracuse University will get about a 20-second power play at the end of it, barring that another penalty doesn't happen. Cato now with it, brings it up the ice himself, and it's going to be offsides after CJ Walsh takes down his man just a little bit. It's going to be a late trip, and it's going to be a penalty as he sticks up his leg. That's going to be Peter Owen Hayward, who sticks up his leg and trips up Myers after getting knocked down. So just like that, it's going to be 4-on-3. Not sure if that was a trip or unsportsmanlike. With 16:30 remaining. But now it's 4-on-3 hockey. Oswego State back on the power play for the next 102, barring there is no goal scored. Marvin now with the puck. Back to Walsh at the point. Walsh looks for a shot, but no. Passes it back to Marvin, back to Walsh at the front. Walsh takes a shot and just goes deflected wide by Myers. Marvin with it once again. with 46 seconds remaining on this power play. CJ Walsh with a shot, goes way wide, and Marvin will grab it on the near boards once again. Marvin with it and passes it off to CJ Walsh. CJ Walsh back to Marvin. Marvin hesitates to not get a shot off and back to Walsh. Walsh looks for a shot but passes it off to Simonek. Back to Myers behind. Now with Myers behind the net, he looks for a backhand shot, cannot get it. Marvin now with Simonek, gets a shot, and just a sprawling save by Cal Stewart keeps this one a 2-1 game with 15 seconds remaining on the penalty. Cleared the zone and all the way down the ice, no icing due to the penalty kill. Simonek now with it. Great goaltending by Cal Stewart to keep this game at a 1-goal advantage for his team. Now with Walsh. Walsh tries to give it to Mooney, cannot. And Syracuse University gets it as they return to even strength 4-on-4 hockey. Now with Connor McNamara, brings it in the zone after a hit from Walsh. And now with Mooney. Mooney with it. Skates around his defenseman, holds on to himself. Go into the offensive zone himself. He's tripped up, no call. It looks like a clean hit. And Mike Lemieux just cannot get a stick on it as it goes over to McNamara of Syracuse. A hit from Lemieux, little bit of a back check. McNamara goes to the ice. And now it's another Oswego State power play as they return to full strength. 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Mooney over to Cup, cannot hold on to it, but he does get the puck and skates around almost gets around Bresty. Cannot, 10 seconds remaining on the power play. 14:40 remaining in the period. Bresty gets around his defenseman, Chris Carey. Cannot get a pass off as it goes over Lemieux. Penalty over. Even strength hockey all around. Shot from Lemieux goes into, not Lemieux, shot from Sean Mooney. Hits the glove of Stewart, he'll hold on. 14:25 remaining in the period. Both teams go unscathed, both on the power play and the penalty kill, and 4-on-4 hockey. 2-1 Syracuse University over Oswego State. Gilbert in the zone now, looking to get the face-off, loses it, but it's going to be held in by Wands. Wands just dumps it in. Marcel cannot get a stick on it as he tries to slash down. Could have been a slashing call, nothing called. Now with Wands once again behind his net. Gets knocked down. And looks like he might have got a hit on the head a little bit. A hit on the Herbert from Connor Presson. It's going to be a shot and patted away by Galosi. Now with Cup once again. Cup falls to the ice, gets it off to Marcelic, but taken away by Syracuse University's Preston. Preston cannot get a shot off it, held by Herbert. Herbert over to Marcelic. Marcelic's getting up the ice with Herbert right to his left. Herbert grabs it, gets it, and tries to get it in front. Dawson cannot get a stick on it, and now with Marcelic. Marcelic back to Cup for Wands. Wands passes it over to Vasta, blocks it, but Syracuse University hold on with Patrick Corcoran. Goes out of the zone, Patrick Corcoran knocks it out. No delay of game call, but it will remain in their zone. 13:27 remaining in the period. 2-1 Syracuse University over Oswego State. Luke Myers wins the faceoff, but Syracuse University does get it after a big spin move there from Jake Ryan Kober. Haven't had to say that name tonight. A couple of Oswego players lose their sticks, and it goes back into their zone, but it is offside. Oswego State does grab the puck now with McNamara. McNamara looks to skate in, looks over to Marvin. They were the pair that scored last time. Marvin loses the puck after a diving Corcoran. Now with Eckert, who passes it back and wraps it around to Kober. Now with Marvin. Marvin tries to hold on, cannot, but it will be Myers who comes away with it after some hitting. Now with Marvin once again. Marvin at the near boards. Syracuse University comes away with it. It's going to be Eckert. Eckert skates up the ice. It passes it off to Morrow. Morrow gets around. Tries to slide it in on the backhand. Does not even take a look. It's going to be a cross-checking most likely from Vasta after a late hit right in the back of the neck. With 12:18 remaining, right in front of the referee. It's going to be a cross-checking for sure. 12:18 remaining in the second period. His second penalty of the game. Oswego State will go on the penalty to kill once again, with Lemieux at center ice this time. Puck is dropped. Syracuse will win it. Bresci now with it. Back to Bresci at the blue line. Back over to Pastramo. Pastramo passes it over to Franzese. Back to Bresci at the blue line. Bresci from Cato back to Bresci. Semenek cannot hold on to it. CJ Walsh tries to get a stick on it as well, but it's just going to be behind the net now. Now over Franzese. Franzese over to Bresci. Bresci with a shot. Just goes wide. No deflection up in front. Now with Franzese back to Cato. Back to Franzese. Franzese gets it over to Bresci once again. Bresci on the far wall. Bresci into Franzese in the middle. Shot just goes backhand. Just goes wide. It's going to be goaltender interference after a wide open net after Joseph Pucciarelli fell on Golosi. So it is going to go to the neutral zone. No penalty for goaltender interference, however. So we'll remain 5-on-5, but it will remain 2-1 for the score with 11:34 remaining in the period. Hubert at center ice alongside Owen Harrington for the faceoff. 1:16 remaining on that penalty on Bobby Vass's cross check. Now with Corcoran who brings it in. It's offsides just by a hair, and the captain, Connor McNamara, is not happy about that call. Hubert and Harrington once again, and now it's taken away by Hayward. Hayward passes it up, and will take it back and over, and a shot right into the glove. Shot came from Harrington on the near circle and right into the glove of Golosi with 1:01 remaining on the penalty, 11:19 in the period, 2-1 Syracuse University. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Oswego State ACHA Hockey. I'm Ben Grieco alongside Jerry Pritchard on the camera. Oswego State is on the penalty kill after Bobby Vasta cross check. Oswego State looking to tie this one back up after taking a 1-0 lead in the first period. They gave up 2 quick goals within about half a minute. Syracuse University on the power play once again. Cup tries to fight for the puck. Does not get it as he has 4 Syracuse forwards, or 4 Syracuse men on him. And then we'll go back to Corcoran. Corcoran over to Hayward. Hayward now. Dawson just gets it after a blocked pass. Dawson with a one-on-one opportunity. And Dawson does not get a shot off, but Hubert will dump it back into Dawson. Dawson just trying to kill the penalty with 18 seconds remaining on the penalty. Syracuse University does get it. And will pass it off to Hayward. Stopped by Dawson, and Myers just gets it. 5 seconds remaining on that penalty. Goes back to Hayward. And now with Hatchett. Myers does pressure, and it goes up to McNamara. Oswego State returns to even strength. Martin Semenek will grab the puck at the far corner. Gets bumped off the puck a little bit, will hold on to it and fights for it, and does come away with it. Passes it up to Luke Myers. Luke Myers skating up the end himself. Tries to get over to Wands, cannot, but it's going to go back to Wands as he looked like he wanted to skate off, but he goes back to the zone to grab the puck himself. Now with Myers, just avoids the hit, and Syracuse University will hold on to it with Christian Van Heck, and now a shot and save by Golosi. Pucciarelli with a shot right in front. Now with Wands, back and around to Sivanek. Sivanek looking for someone to pass to. Passes it back to Sean Mooney. Now with McNamara. McNamara tries to get to Marvin just ahead of Marvin's stick. Now with Padalino. McNamara once again. Now with Mooney. Mooney takes a shot, just hits the pad of Stewart, and it goes wide. Cleared out by Syracuse, but it stays in the zone. No, it just goes out. CJ Walsh tried to bring it back in, but the ref blows his whistle with 9:13 remaining in the period, and it'll go in the neutral zone. Oswego State is unscathed after that penalty. little Syracuse pressure there, but Oswego State lays a little bit of pressure of their own in the middle of the second. Mike Lemieux now just dumps it in right into the stick of Bresci. Bresci now passes it up to Eckert, and now it's with Morrow. Stopped by Galosi after a shot in. Mike Lemieux, and looks like Brandon Peters talking a little bit after their sticks got tangled up. Mooney at center ice, but jumps a little too soon, and Carey will walk in. Peters at center ice as well. Goes back to C.J. Walsh. C.J. Walsh patches it up to Mike Lemieux. Mike Lemieux gives it up to Mooney. Mooney tries to get up to Carey, just short. He goes onto the stick of Colin Morrow. Morrow just dumps it in. Now it's Simonak. Simonak passes over to C.J. Walsh. C.J. Walsh up to Lemieux. Tries to get it through the legs of his defenseman. Cannot, and the Syracuse University holds on. So we get a shot from Ryan Eckert. Just patted away by Galosi and dumped back in by Bresci. Now with Carey. Carey tries to get a pass off. Passes it back to Simonak, who will skate up the ice himself and pass it off to Lemieux. Lemieux cannot get a stick on it, and Syracuse University dumps it back in to C.J. Walsh with it. Wraps it around the boards over to Chris Carey. Chris Carey just deflects it and goes onto the stick of Bresci in his own zone. 8:15 remaining in the period. Bresci now up to Adam Bedford. Bedford over to Franzese. Block, shot, and just goes wide after that. And now with Syracuse University behind those and tipped away by C.J. Walsh to avoid the shot right in the slot. Shot from Cato just goes wide. It's in! Wait a minute, it's in! It looked like it hit the glove, but it might have just trickled in. A Syracuse defenseman on the other side, I think it was Ford Hatchett, noticed. His arms went up. Cato didn't even know. The goal went in. Syracuse University now leads 3-1. 7:51 remaining in the period. Not exactly sure what happened there. A little bit of a mysterious goal. 16 shots now for Syracuse University compared to Oswego State 6, and they trail by 2. Adam Marvin now cannot get a stick on it. Almost grabbed by Cardi. O'Neal falls to the ice after giving a little bit of a check. No shot there. Cato back to Hatchett. Gets a shot off and it's held onto by Galosi. 7:29 remaining in the period. 3-1. Syracuse University now. Andrew Cardi at center ice now. And Adam Marvin does get a stick on it. He'll race up the ice. He has it. McNamara to his left. Adam Marvin skates in, gets over to McNamara. Shot, and it's in! Kyle McNamara after a cross from Adam Marvin. Just gets the pads of Stewart. And it looks like a defenseman, Peter Owen Hayward, collided. And Stewart goes into the boards. It looks like he's going to be okay. But Kyle McNamara with the goal. 3-2 Syracuse University. 7:20 remaining in the period. Looks like Stewart is okay. Looks like he's trying to stretch out maybe just a little bit. But we have a one-goal game again. Excellent passing between McNamara and Marvin tonight. Both of them were the big causes of the 2 goals tonight. And once again, we will get official stats for you in between the periods, and I'll get them before we start the 3rd period. Oswego State's right back in this one. After Chapin just got hit into the boards a little bit, Syracuse University will take the puck, dump it in, and it'll go back to Cup. Syracuse University with it once again with McNamara. A shot from Patrick Corcoran, patted away. Now with Hubert, he gives it up to Chapin, who gives it to Marcellus. Marcellus only has a couple guys in front of him with Cup right behind him. Cup tries to get a stick on it, cannot. Held onto, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty on Syracuse University. Chapin will hold onto it, and the goalie will skate off. Now on Marcellus. Marcellus tries to get a shot, and Syracuse University will grab the puck as soon as Carey got into the offensive zone. We'll see what the penalty call is with 6:33 remaining in the period. Not exactly sure who the penalty's on. No one's going in the box. It's going to be number 9, Ryan Eckert. It's going to be a hook. With 6:33 remaining. Oswego State back on the power play. This one is crucial, down by 1 goal. Over to C.J. Walsh. C.J. Walsh on the near side, back to Cup. Cup over to Mooney. Mooney back to Cup. Cup back to Walsh. Walsh over to Cup, and it just goes out of the zone. Oswego State has to retreat and try again. C.J. Walsh now on the near side. Just dumps it in. It's going to be tipped. No icing call. Mooney will try to skate in, but it's going to stop at Caddo. And it's stopped by Lemieux. Lemieux has it now, skates in. Gets around his defenseman, tries to get the wraparound, nothing there. C.J. Walsh with the shot, just goes over the net. Now with Mooney. Mooney in the far corner. Mooney passes it back to Cup. Cup over to Walsh. Walsh with it, back to Cup at the point. Now with Mooney at the far side. Mooney gets it behind the net, over to Carey, back to Mooney. Mooney gives it back to the Cup at the point. Cup over to Mooney. Mooney over to Carey. And now the far boards. Now with Mooney once again. Mooney over to Walsh on the near side. Tries to get a shot, get a deflection. No one touches it. Now with Mooney. I do not know the penalty time. It was not on the board or on the scoreboard. So I'll let you know when I see. C.J. Walsh with 5:13 remaining in the period gets knocked down a little bit. Cannot hold on to the puck. And it just clears the zone. Mike Lemieux and Chris Cup, or Theo Cup, excuse me. Mike Lemieux skates it in, almost gets a shot. Now with Chris Carey, could not get a shot off, and it's going to be O'Neill. And it does go out of the zone. And I don't know how much time is left on the penalty is. Like I said, it's not on the board. 4:50 remaining in the period. It's going to stay in the Syracuse zone as it goes out of play. And 33 seconds remaining. And it looks like the call was, so it was Cal Stewart with a penalty. That's why there was kind of some confusion. Cal Stewart being the goaltender. I'm not exactly sure what the call was. It might have been a hook based off the referee's, a trip, excuse me. He tripped up. I can't remember exactly who it was now. But nonetheless, 10 seconds remaining now on the power play. Now with O'Neill. O'Neill passes it into Myers. Myers tries to backhand it. No one there. Right into Syracuse. And almost to Chapin. Chapin is a shot! And just goes wide, and it's blocked once again. And goal by Adam Marvin after the rebound. Tips it in. Tie game. 3-3 Oswego State Syracuse University. Adam Marvin rested it for his second goal of the game. Third point of the game tonight. 4:14 remaining in the period. What a second period for this game. 5 goals in one period, and we have a 3-3 game. Syracuse, number 13 in the nation, versus Oswego State University, climbing back. Syracuse coaches look to be talking to the refs to potentially get a reason why a whistle wasn't blown or why there was no interference. So we'll wait a couple seconds. Syracuse University coach not happy. I'm not sure of his name. I couldn't find it on their website, but it's going to be a quick line change for Oswego State. It's going to be... Nope, just a line change. It looked like it might have been a timeout, but it's going to be a line change with Hubert at center now. Hubert alongside Lucas Restamo. Hubert gets knocked out of the circle. It'll be Marcelic now. Marcelic in, and he wins the faceoff, and it'll go back to Dawson. Dawson now with Cup. Cup over to Hubert. Hubert just dumps it into their zone, but it's tipped away by Syracuse and holds on to it. Now with Cup. And Glossi will just hold on to it with 4 minutes even remaining in the period. Folks, I do not know about you, but this is an exciting game to call, an exciting game to watch, I'm sure, and these fans in the stands have to be loving it. 3-3 with 4 minutes remaining in the second period. Obviously, we still have one more period to go, but it's good to note that Oswego State was down 3-1, and just like that, they are back in this, and it's a tie game. Big hit from Mooney, but he's knocked back down by David Rosen. And it looks like it might be a penalty? I cannot tell. There was a whistle. Actually, it might have just gone offside. Hand pass, excuse me, and he'll go into the Syracuse zone. Thanks to Jerry Pritchard for always watching the game when I'm looking at some papers or cannot exactly see the ref. That's why there's two of us up here. Off into the Syracuse defensive zone now with Myers at center ice. Marvin to his left with 2 goals. Syracuse University comes away with the puck. It's going to be with Corcoran. Corcoran just dumps it out. It's going to be all the way down. It's going to be icing. C.J. Walsh will win the race against Connor McNamara, and it will go all the way back down to Syracuse zone once again. 3:44 remaining in the period. Syracuse comes away with the puck. Corcoran off to Bresci. Bresci will try to get it around, but he cannot. And it's tipped out by the hand, and it will be Marvin now who just dumps it back towards Simonek. Simonek tries to get into the zone, gets a stick on it, goes into their zone. But Syracuse comes away, and now with Simonek once again. But just passes it down, gets to the Myers. Myers with a chance. Backhands it over to McNamara. McNamara with a shot, just goes on the near side, just goes wide. Does not hit Stewart. Syracuse University holding onto it in their own zone now with Bedford. Marvin now with it, looking for a shot, gets the shot and tipped wide by Bresci. Syracuse University in their own zone, and it will be with Marvin now. Marvin just beats out Bresci and gets around, tries to get a pass off. Will just hold on to himself, and it looks like he might have been tripped up, and he is, and he's slow to get up. Referee's arm is up. Glossy hits the bench. Marvin with the puck, and his stick is lifted. Syracuse University will hold on to it. It's going to be a high stick, actually. Marvin was hit with the high stick. It's going to be on Bresci. Oswego State on the power play once again. 2:43 remaining in the period. Bresci with a high stick on Adam Marvin. And that same line that scored the last time is going to be on once again. Actually, no, it's going to be opposite on, excuse me. But the ones that really set the tone for the power play is going to be on now with Cup. Cup over to Walsh. Walsh now with Cup back at the point and over to Mooney. Just cycling around right now. Mooney down into Carey. Carey back to Mooney. Mooney at the far side now with Carey. Carey tries to get out to Mooney, cannot tip, but it is passed out to Mooney now with Cup. Cup keeps it in over to Walsh. Walsh now with Cup. Cup at the point over to Mooney. Lots of cycling, not a lot of shot. Now with Carey. Carey over to Mooney. Mooney with it just hits the outside of the net. Net moved a little bit. No goal. 1:23 remaining on the penalty. 2:05 remaining in the period. C.J. Walsh almost gets a slap shot, but Cup wrists it in, and it just goes wide. Chris Carey holds on to it. Chris Carey back to C.J. Walsh. C.J. Walsh dumps it back in. No one purposefully, but now with Carey. Carey now with a minute remaining on the penalty. Now with Lemieux. Lemieux gets the shot that blocked. It doesn't look like it hits Stewart back at the Cup at the point. Now with Mooney. Mooney now back to Cup at the point. Cup over to Mooney once again. Mooney back to Cup at the point. Gets a slap shot, one-timer, and Stewart doesn't know where it is. It's loose, and it's held onto by Stewart after a potential deflection by Lemieux there. Both teams will change lines. 1:28 remaining in the period. 45 seconds remaining on the penalty. Lots of pressure there, and a little too much passing potentially from that Oswego State power play, but it is still 3-3. Oswego State remains on the power play for the next 45 seconds, barring no goal. Now over to McNamara. Now McNamara clears it all the way down. Delosi will hold on to it with Owen Harrington pressure. Marvin now, who had the goal or other power play goal. Marvin back to O'Neal. O'Neal getting set. Now with Myers. Leaves it for Myers. Myers back to O'Neal. O'Neal looking for a pass and gives it to Marvin. Marvin over to Myers. Myers cannot hold on to it, but he will win the race to the puck. Myers back to McNamara, excuse me. Now with Chapin, who just dumps it in between Marvin and Myers. Syracuse University does hold on to it, but it will go back to McNamara, who just gets a shot, and a shot on the Myers! Myers scores! Syracuse University miscommunication. Pass in from McNamara. Myers gets it around Stewart And it's a 4-3 game after the power play. 50.9 seconds remaining in the period. Oswego State takes a 4-3 lead. Syracuse University expressively not happy about that one after miscommunication. McNamara and Myers able to take advantage. Oswego State now leads 4-3 with under a minute to go. Luke Myers now with it. Passes it back to O'Neal. O'Neal over to Vasta with the 2 penalties tonight. Vasta up to Carey. Vasta with it once again, but it's taken away by Syracuse. Syracuse and now with Oswego. O'Neal. Now with Prestamo. Prestamo just skating around. Loses the puck now with Mooney. Mooney grabs it, and now it's with Carey. Carey just trying to get it out of the zone. Carey does lose it, but it's held onto by Mooney. And Mooney will get it into the zone, and he'll chase after with Bresci right in front of him. Ooh! Mooney right into the boards there. It does fall down. No hit from Bresci, but a shot from O'Neal just goes past the goaltender into the end boards with 10 seconds remaining in the period. Bresci now passes it off to Hayward. Now with Prestamo. Just dumps it in, and that'll be the end of the period, and that'll do it for the second period. Oswego State leads Syracuse University 4-3 after a couple power play goals, an even strength goal, and a lot of scoring by both teams. Shot totals for both teams: Syracuse University 20, Oswego State 3. Syracuse University did lead 3-1 toward the beginning of this period, but now Oswego State leads 4-3. Looks like there's a little confusion. Never mind. But we're going to take a small break as we head into the intermission. We'll make sure to get those goals and assists for you. But Oswego State 4, Syracuse University 3 on YouTube Live. Ben Griegel alongside Jerry Pritchard with ACHA Hockey. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Oswego State ACHA Hockey. You're in for a treat if you're just tuning in. Heading into the third period, Oswego State leads 4 compared to Syracuse University 3. Syracuse University ranked number 13 in the nation. Before, during the first intermission, I didn't have the time of the goal or the assist. However, now I have every goal, all 7, scored in tonight's game, and I will go through that real quick before we start the third period. To start the game, at 10:37 of the first period, Adam Marvin would score in a 5-hole tip from Kyle McNamara, and that's how the period would end. But after a Bobby Vasa period at the end of the first period and then early in the second period, Syracuse University would score on the power play only 38 seconds in after a Connor McNamara goal with assist from Peter Owen Hayward, and Patrick Corcoran. A little more than a minute later at 1:49, Connor McNamara scored again, and then for Syracuse with assists from Ford Hatchett and Trip Franzese. And then several minutes later, to make it a 3-1 game, Syracuse University would score again after a little bit of a confusing goal. Glossi thought he had it, but it trickled in after Cato from Syracuse University. Luke Cato had an assist from Franzese as well. But that would be the end of the scoring for Oswego State, or Syracuse University, and Oswego State would come back only 30 seconds later with a McNamara goal, this time after a cross from Adam Marvin, just flipping the roles from the first goal. About 9 minutes later on the power play, Oswego State would score again, Adam Marvin with his second goal of the game, his third point of the night, after an assist from Luke Myers, and McNamara's third point, his second assist. And then, with 50 seconds remaining in the period, Oswego State, would pull ahead after tying it after the Myers goal, his second point of the night, with McNamara's fourth point of the night, his third assist of the game, and Marvin's fourth point of the night, his second assist of the game. So 4-point nights for McNamara and Marvin, Kyle McNamara from Oswego, that is, and a 2-point night from Luke Myers so far. It's that second line on Oswego State, which is centered by Myers with Kyle McNamara and Adam Marvin on the wings. Looking ahead past the third period as Oswego State skates out onto the ice, Oswego State will be taking on the University at Buffalo home again this Saturday at the Morano Campus Center Ice Arena for Military Appreciation Night, where there will be some Fort Drum members heading down to the game. Don't know exactly what happened last season against University at Buffalo, but it is important to point out that last year, when Oswego State faced Syracuse, that at the MCC Ice Arena last year, Oswego State did win 4-3, but they lost 3-2 at the Tannedy Ice Pavilion in Syracuse. So this one will be interesting to finish up the game, I can tell already. Stewart does remain in net, and so does Glossi, despite the 4-3 game. 13 shots for Oswego and 20 for Syracuse. We'll see what lines are coming out first, and it looks like it is going to be the second offensive line for Oswego after the production that they've had, as well as the first defensive line of Chris Wands and Theo Cupp. We'll see what Syracuse is going to put out first to try to set the tone like they did last period. Looks like Chris Timmons is getting some last-minute preparation in for the final regulation period, but we'll see what happens. It looks like Mooney is getting tested by the trainer for something. Potentially concussion protocol, maybe. Looks like he's doing some different things around the head area. But, actually, it's going to be the third line. Herbert, Dawson, and Marcellus on the ice. A big hit from Syracuse University on Herbert. That hit's going to come from Hatchett. As the Oswego State holds on to it now. Chapin falls to the ice. Cupp comes away with it. Herbert now. Herbert loses the puck and it goes back into the zone. Cupp will grab it with Preston right on his tail. Cupp just shoots it around and back in the Syracuse stick. Skates around Herbert's shot and patted away. That shot came from Hayward. Hayward back to Bressi. Bressi's getting up now back to Prestamo. Bressi now clears the zone and it's going to go back to Harrington. Harrington over to Corcoran. Now with Bressi. Bressi just dumps it into the zone and it'll go back to Wands. Wands will hold on to it, try to get a pass, and it goes up to Carey. Carey with the backhand goes into Syracuse stick and it'll go back into their zone. Syracuse now with it with Petalino. Oswego State now. Cup clears it all the way down. It will be icing as David Rosen gets the puck first without a ton of competition from Oswego State. 18:49 remaining in the period. As you can tell, my voice is getting a little hoarse just from the last couple of weekends of not announcing these games, and also it's been a lot of yelling. 7 goals in 2 periods, and an exciting game of that. Tipped by Wands there, and it just hits the pads of Golosi and goes wide. Syracuse University now after a sliding Cardi. Don't know if he did that on purpose or tried to, or just fell. But now it's Cup behind the line, and now with Wands over to Carey. Carey passes it right into the stick of Syracuse. Syracuse just passes it short. As that was trying to go from Bedford to Franzese, but it just went behind Franzese. Now with Franzese once again, back to Hatchet. Hatchet blue one takes a shot, tries to deflect it. That looked like that was Bedford once again, but it just hits the pad of Golosi and goes off. Now with Franzese, Franzese slides down, and it's cleared away by Lemieux. Shot, and it's tipped away now with Carey. Lemieux tries to get around, now with Carey, back with Syracuse. Now with Cato. Cato brings it up, tries to get it around, cannot, and it will go with Cup. Cup trying to get a pass off. Syracuse University really laying on the forward check here. Really trying to tie this one back up. Just tips, it goes off the body of Connor Preston, who couldn't get a stick on it in the wide open net. Now Syracuse University with it in the far boards. Theo Cup tried to grab at it, but he will hold on to it, but it goes over to Pucciarelli. Pucciarelli back to Preston. The shot, and just goes wide after Golosi tried to slide around. Now with Preston back to Bresci. Bresci, shot came from Pucciarelli once again, but that just went wide. It's going to go with Myers now. Myers is trying to skate around. Going to try to clear it out, but it's gloved down once again by Syracuse. And it is shot from Corcoran. Goes into the pads of Golosi in a late chop there from Pucciarelli. But no harm done. 17:01 remaining in the period. 4-3 Oswego State over Syracuse. A lot of Syracuse pressure right now. Oswego State's got to clear the zone, but they were able to change the lines there after Golosi held on to it. Myers at center ice alongside Prestamo. Syracuse University wins the faceoff, and it hits Golosi, but just goes past the net. And now with Simonek. Myers grabs the puck from Harrington. Simonek will hold on to it once again. Now back to Syracuse. Once again, laying on the pressure. Prestamo back to Padolino. Behind the net now with Hayward. Back to the point with Rosen. Rosen up to Harrington. Taken away by Oswego State for the first time. CJ Walsh now grabs it now with Luke Myers. Luke Myers will skate up the ice and pass it over to McNamara, who thought he was offside, so tried to stay on. But he stayed, but just lets the puck go in. Syracuse University regains it once again. Now with Hayward. Big hit by Hubert and Hayward at the same time. Both of them went down the ice, and it's held by Stewart. Almost held by Stewart. And the shot from Hubert cannot get it as out of position. Stewart was out of position, cannot hold on to the puck. Hubert can't take advantage. Now with Syracuse University, 2-on-1 breakaway. Hubert skating back. Hubert grabs the puck, and it's held away by Hubert after a long stick there by the defenseman. Great opportunity there for Syracuse, but stopped by Hubert with 15:45 remaining in the period. Syracuse University with the puck once again, and back to Hatchet. Hatchet takes a shot, but blocked down by Hubert by his chest, and CJ Walsh with it. Now with Marvin. Marvin tries to get over, and McNamara cannot. McNamara almost gets a stick on it, but it's just cleared down here by Hubert, and it will be no icing. No icing. Not sure why the icing was waved off, but now it's with Cato. Cato over to Mac with O'Neal in front of him. O'Neal tries to get it, but Cato just keeps skating. O'Neal blocks the pass. Now with Eckert. Eckert skates around and passes it back to Peters. Peters cannot hold on to get the backhand, however, and will recover it once again. Syracuse University once again with a lot of pressure. Myers on him now with O'Neal. Marcelic now back to Bresci. Bresci with a shot. Glove down by Golosi. 14:51 remaining in the period, and there's some extra post-whistle shoves. Oswego State leads 4-3. 25 shots for Syracuse University now. if we're going to have to see if this pressure thing, this zone pressure will change. Oswego State's got to get it out of the zone if they want to try to increase this lead or even have a chance of not letting Syracuse tie this game up. Almost cleared out, but it's gloved down by Rosen. Now with Cup over to Wands, and who gives it over to Dawson, who tries to go over Marcelic, but it's gloved down by Rosen. Now with Van Heck. Back to Padalino. Rosen puts it in front of Padalino, but he doesn't grab it. It'll be gloved down by Wands. Wands just dumps it in offside, so Dawson can't touch it, but it goes back to Padalino over to Rosen. Marcelic just can't get the puck, and now it is with Bedford. Cucciarelli. Adam Marvin just dumps it in. No icing on the play. Stewart will touch it. Marcelic on the pressure. Tries to get Padalino, but cannot, and it's now with Preston. Preston over to Padalino. Padalino up to Hayward. Hayward just dumps it in. Wands with the puck, but spins around, and now Harrington has possession. It's right in front, and it just hits the blue line, tipped away, and Wands will hold on to it once again. Just out of reach of Marcelic, the Syracuse University will dump it back in. Now with Wands. Wands up to Marcelic, who just tips it in, going off for a change. Now with Marvin on the pressure on Bresci. With a big hit on Bresci. Bresci does not hit the ISO, and it's behind the net. Syracuse University comes away with it. It's with Hayward. Hayward, and it's now with Walsh. Walsh over to Simonek. Simonek back to Walsh. Walsh looking for a pass up the ice. Tries to get to McNamara, cannot. Simonek bumps his number 12 counterpart, Lucas Prestamo, off the puck. Walsh back to Simonek. Simonek, Chapin. Chapin just tips it. No, he doesn't tip it. And it's going to be icing. No icing, it's waved off. Syracuse University holds on to the puck, and clock will keep going with 13 minutes remaining in the period. Now with Connor McNamara. Connor McNamara has the 2 goals already. McNamara once again tries to tip, hits the pad to Golosi, and it goes around the net. Now back with Hatchett. Hatchett just takes a shot, hits the pad, looking for deflection, but Golosi stops it all the way. Simonek just clears it down, and that one will be an icing as Hatchett just beats out Jay Chapin with 12:38 remaining in the period. Back into the Oswego State zone we go. Lots of, again, a lot of Syracuse pressure here. Oswego State cannot get firm possession in their zone. To be a timeout by Chris Timmons, I'm sure, to see if he can try to change what Syracuse University is doing here. As they head into the defensive zone with under 13 minutes to go with a 1-goal lead, 4-3 over Syracuse University. If you're just tuning in, you missed an insane first 2 periods. It was a 1-0 game heading into the second period. Oswego State led, but after a 6-goal period, Oswego State came out on top once again, 4-3, heading into the final period, where we are now with 12:38 remaining. A lot of Syracuse pressure early on, and a decent amount of penalties. Oswego State has been able to capitalize on the power play. Excuse me. Ooh. Chris Timmons looking at his guys, looking kind of intensely, trying to potentially get the pressure off his guys and get it into his own offensive zone as much as he wants it. Syracuse probably loves the pressure, and that way they can eventually, if this stays 4-3, eventually pull the goalie later in the game. Oswego State heads into their zone. It's going to be that second line that has registered all the points for Oswego State tonight. It's going to be Myers against his 20 counterpart, Trip Franzese at center. 12:38 remaining in the period. 4-3, Oswego State over Syracuse University. Syracuse University does win the puck. Basta tries to come away with the puck, cannot. Syracuse University fights for it, and it will go back to the point. Over to Bresci now. Bresci, the shot blocked by Myers, and that was Francis who had the shot. Now with Marvin. Marvin just dumps it in, trying to get it over to McNamara, cannot get the bounce over the wall, and it will be wrapped around by Syracuse University. Grab almost stopped by Marvin, and now it's Francis, but back with Marvin. Marvin now hit, but not illegally, so it'll be no penalty. And it looks like O'Neal has no stick, and there is going to be a penalty. It looks like it might have been on O'Neal. No, McNamara, interference with 12:04 remaining in the period. So, Oswego State will go on the penalty kill once again. Syracuse University now with the crucial power play opportunity here in the middle of in the regulation period, trailing by a goal. Syracuse University now just cycling a little bit, and it will start with Hatchett. Hatchett at the blue line takes a shot, deflected, and it just goes on the other side of Galosi. A big chance there after a deflection from Connor McNamara. Now with Cup. Cup tries to hold on to it, and now they're just killing time behind the goalie. Syracuse University comes away with it, and it's going to be cleared after no one was at the point. It looked like Hatchett had sneaked up to try to help with the pressure, but he wasn't there to stop the puck to keep it in the zone as Syracuse had to retreat. Tipped in, and it's with Owen Harrington. Shot from Corcoran hits the shoulder of Galosi, and now a shot right into the chest from Hatchett into the Galosi's chest. 11:15 remaining in the period. 1:11 from the penalty. Syracuse University trailing 3-4 while on the power play. A crucial opportunity as both lines will change with around 40 seconds of play. 50 seconds of play. And the penalty as it is shot all the way down by Oswego State into the stick of Stewart, who passes it off to Cato. Cato now with Bresci. Bresci's getting up the ice, showing off his speed once again. Stopped by Simonek and just dumps it in. C.J. Walsh cannot grab it, but it's grabbed by Carey, who tries to clear it. Lemieux cannot grab it to clear it, and now it's to Syracuse. Bresci back to Cato. Cato back over to Bresci on the near side. Bresci passes it off, and now with them again. Bresci looking for someone passes up to Franzese. Franzese over to Cato. Cato takes a shot, hits the pads, goes wide, no one there for the rebound. Mike Lemieux will grab it in the corner, and Syracuse University grabs it once again. Simonek now clears it out after banking it off the boards around his defenseman. Stewart will grab it in his own red zone. 20 seconds remaining on the penalty, 10:20 remaining in the period now. McNamara getting ready to leave the zone, or leave the penalty box, as Syracuse University enters their own zone. Shot and pads, and it's no rebound shot as it just goes wide. Christian Van Heck couldn't get a full shot on it, as the penalty will expire here. Oswego, returns to even strength. Shot from Padalino. Now with Myers. Myers over to McNamara, who just left the box. McNamara slides on his own, cannot hold on to it. He tries to slide it away, but cannot. Now with McNamara once again. Tries to get it around his defenseman, but he's tripped up himself, I should say, as he's blocked by Padalino. And Syracuse University will come away with the puck once again. Lots of slipping and sliding by some players here. I wonder if there's some bigger divots as Syracuse University ices it down with 9:36 remaining in the period. And it'll head it back into the Syracuse zone. Oswego State once again not holding onto the pressure despite it not being not a ton of time after the penalty. But Syracuse University really holding on to the pressure with that second line back out for Oswego State. Myers wins it and holds on to it. Now with McNamara, and now with Marvin, who tries to tip it in by the Padalino. Out of play into right where the trainer is for Oswego State. But it'll go into the neutral zone, it looks like. And it looks like that second line will be staying out for Oswego. No, actually, it's going to be the first line. Carey, Mooney, Lemieux. Music is still going on. Music is still going on. Chris Timmons trying to stop it. And it is finally cut with 9 minutes remaining. A little bit distracting there as Lemieux comes away with the puck. Passes it up to Carey, who just tips it in, and Wands will skate after it as Stewart holds onto it but wraps it around and puts it out of Wands' reach. Stopped by Carty, kind of. Carey doesn't know where it is, and he's now on his defenseman. Now with Walsh. Walsh hit into the boards, and it's taken away by Myers. Myers checks into his man, now with Walsh once again. Now with Myers. Myers just gets it to the point, and that's going to be with Syracuse University Hatchet. Now with Myers with his 20 counterpart, Franzese. 8:20 remaining in the period. Goes around the board. It's going to be with Bedford of Syracuse. Wands tries to stop the puck and not get everything on it, but he will grab the puck eventually. Wands over to Carey after wrapping around the boards. Carey now up to Myers. Myers up to Wands. Wands up to Carty. Carty just tips it down. No icing after a deflection from Hatchett. Hatchett will just skate around behind his goaltender now as they change lines. That second line out once again now for Oswego State. Marvin with it. We'll just dump it into the chest of, into Hatchett. Does not go into their zone, but it will go back to Caddo now. Caddo slides it up to Preston, who just skates into the zone. Big hit there from Simonek. He cannot hold on to it. And Syracuse University will hold on to the puck and hold on to possession once again. Now back. Shot from Patrick Corcoran. Shouldered away. But Oswego State will now have it. Adam Marvin fighting for it with Adam Bedford. Now with Pucciarelli. Pucciarelli with backhand does not even hit Galosi after a block from Myers. And another hit from Simonek. Myers with it now. Gets around his defenseman, and they're skating forward now. Now with McNamara up to Marvin. Hits Stewart, and he's going to hold on to it. A little bit ahead of Marvin there with 6:51 remaining in the period. But Stewart is able to hold on, and Oswego State will now face off in their offensive zone. Still not a ton of pressure from Oswego State in their offensive zone. It's been mainly Syracuse pressure, but Galosi has stood strong, and so has the Oswego State defense. Carty at center ice now, does not win the face-off, and it goes to Syracuse. Syracuse now just clears it up, and it will be stopped and grabbed by O'Neill. O'Neill now with Carey up to Carty. Carty gives it to Lemieux, but he goes right through his skates. Big hit there from Carey and knocks down his defenseman, Ford Hatchett. Now with O'Neill. O'Neill up to Lemieux. Lemieux cannot tip it off to Carty. Carty does stop Syracuse for a moment there. Carey once again can't hold on. A shot, a goal from Syracuse University. Peter Owen Hayward ties this game up with 6:25 remaining after Oswego State lost the puck in their own zone. Tie game 4-4, 6:25 remaining. Something to watch for now, as you might have seen in the last previous home games that we've broadcasted, that Oswego State didn't have a great history of staying clear of penalties toward the end of the game, especially in a time like this. So it'll be curious to see if they will remain disciplined toward the end of the game in a situation like this, at least. Now at Oswego State, as Marcellus passes it up to Hubert. Bressie now over to Bedford. Cup knocks him off the puck and Wands knocks him off the puck and holds on to it. Up to Marcellus. Marcellus just clears it out and will go on the center ice. It looks like actually Sean Mooney, so we haven't seen him on in a while, is actually down by where the ice skate shop is in the near boards in the Syracuse zone. It looks like the trainer did not clear him to play for the rest of the period. And it's now with Hubert, who just tips it in, and it's going to be icing as Marcellus is just beaten out by Caddo with 5:38 remaining in the period. Back into the Oswego State zone we go. It looks like Mooney, however, will be remaining on the sideline for the rest of this one. And we will definitely keep an eye out for that as we head into Saturday's game against the University at Buffalo. Not to be confused with Buffalo State. Oswego State gets knocked out. Marcellus now replaced by Hubert. Syracuse comes away with the puck. And the shot. Pad and just goes through the crease on the rebound after a shot from Harrington. Now Oswego State with it. Tips it and just goes into Hayward's stick, and he clears it down now with Cup. Cup just clears it into the neutral zone. Marcellus tries to grab it, but it's taken away by Hatchett. Syracuse University takes it from Harrington, with Harrington behind the net. And it's now with Van Heck. Back to the point. Shot from Corcoran. Slap pass actually over to Bressie. and Cup takes it away right in front. Cannot clear the zone. Back to Corcoran. Corcoran with a shot goes way wide, and now with Bresci on the near side. Marcel tries to clear it out, and it looks like it will be Dawson who clears it out. Holds on to it, cannot get a slap off, and it will go back into the zone. Cup with the puck. Holding on possession with 4:30 remaining in the period. Myers now skating into the zone, almost gets around his defenseman, but Stewart will hold on to it as McNamara, and both Myers and McNamara go near Stewart with 4:27 remaining in the period. It's been a lot of one-shots for Oswego State. More pressure from Syracuse University, as we have been talking about, and that's been the constant theme throughout the third period so far. But it will be interesting to see what Oswego State can do here to potentially pull the lead back again. That second line out once again. That second line seeing a lot of ice time after how much they've done today. And he goes back to Simonek. Simonek with a shot. Byers cannot get a stick on it and do the same thing he did last time. Simonek with a shot deflected wide by Marvin. Cato skates it up the ice himself. Up to Franzese. Franzese leaves it off for Bedford, and it's stopped short. Now with McNamara. McNamara up to Simonek, and there's a shot, and it goes into the neutral zone. Simonek racing after it, cannot get to it, and he just shoves his man Hatchet. Myers now with it, skates into the zone. Myers leaves it for Simonek. Simonek with a shot right into the pads of Stewart, and it will freeze play at 3:47. Four to 4 game here with under 4 minutes to go now in the third period. It's Oswego State versus Syracuse University. Teams just about 45 minutes apart, I'd say. Syracuse University nationally ranked 13 in the ACHA. As it clears the zone, it's going to be a chance for Syracuse University, but it's hit away by Golosi. Almost a chance there for Syracuse as it's Hayward. And a shot, Golosi pats it away, just goes wide on the rebound. Skates hit the legs of, it looked like Carrington hit Golosi. He went down, but it looks like he's going to be all right. But Oswego State, Syracuse will recover. That was a scary moment there for Oswego State. Had Syracuse land on the puck. Shot from Lucas Prestamo, and it goes right into the chest of Golosi. 3:17 remaining in the period. A little bit of shoving, and it looks like Prestamo went down. I'm not sure exactly who took him down there. Looks like there isn't going to be a penalty assessed. Syracuse University wanted a penalty. Referee just giving it right back to their head coach. No penalties assessed. 5-on-5 hockey will stay. 3:17 remaining in the period. 4-4 Oswego State versus Syracuse University. Myers at center ice alongside Cucciarelli, who wins the faceoff, and it clears the zone. It will now be with Preston. Preston skates it up the ice. Gets around Myers, skates in, tries to get it backhand, cannot. Goes right into, no, it actually goes wide, does not go into the path to Golosi. McNamara tries to keep it away now with Vasta. Vasta with Myers, who just clears it out, and Marvin gets up there, but cannot beat Hatchet's pass. Syracuse University with a shot, tipped high, and goes over the goaltender. A shot came from Pucciarelli. Marvin with it, and now off to McNamara. McNamara will hold onto it and skates up the ice with O'Neal. O'Neal just dumps it into the zone. Stewart stops it halfway. Now with Myers. Myers up to O'Neal, who goes right into the glove of Stewart and holds on to it with 2:28 remaining in the period. Golosi has stood strong in this third period despite giving up the one goal, and we are tied. Herbert wins the faceoff. Just keeping it is Wands, and it'll wrap around. Herbert looking for the puck, cannot get it. Chris Carey cannot get it either, and it's stopped by Lemieux. Myers, Carey with a shot, but it's blocked. Kept in by Cup, and it hits the boards and goes into neutral zone. Oswego State holds on to it now with Cup. Wands. Defensemen are throwing me off a little bit today. back into the zone of Syracuse University. Lemieux just dumps it in. Stewart will hold on to it or stop it, but Carey gets to it. No one there in front to take the shot, and it'll go back to the neutral zone. Racing for it now is Hayward. Hayward goes in. Cup right, Juan's right on him. Hayward with no pass option. Just skates and blocked in front and goes wide. Juan stops the shot, cannot get it all the way around. Syracuse University Hayward will have it now with Corcoran, who takes a shot and goes wide. Now with Brezzi. Brezzi, no shot. Now over to Corcoran. Corcoran with a shot, just goes wide after a bouncing puck. Oswego State comes away with it. And it's now with Lemieux and now with Myers. Now over to Carey, who just tips it and dumps it into the zone looking for a line change. Now with Brezzi once again behind his goaltender over to Corcoran. Corcoran almost stopped by Myers, but it's over to Brezzi after a tip pass. 1 minute remaining in the period. Oswego State will hold on it now with Simonek. Simonek, his pass is blocked and it's held into the zone by Pucciarelli. Pucciarelli just gets around, no wraparound, can't get a pass off, and can't get a shot off either. Oswego State with it. Myers. Now with Marvin. Marvin just dumps it in. Goes around, and McNamara can't grab it. Now with Simonek. Simonek takes a shot, but it's blocked in front. Syracuse University holds on to it. 30 seconds remaining in the period. Now with C.J. Walsh, who skates all the way down. He's going to grab it. There's two Syracuse defensemen on him. He's going to try to get it someone, but Syracuse hold on to it. Simonek almost gets it, but cannot. Now with McNamara, Syracuse hold on. But there's a shot, and blocked by Golosi. That shot came from Connor Preston with 15 seconds remaining in the period. Very intense right now. Syracuse University looking for the goal. Cattle right into the chest of Golosi, and the clock will stop with 11.6 seconds remaining in the period. 4-4. Syracuse University has 40 shots now compared to Oswego State's 17, and it's a 4-4 game. It's going to be Lemieux versus Franzese, in the zone as 10 seconds and counting. Oswego State will grab it now with Vasta. Vasta holds on to it. 3 seconds now. Syracuse University shot. Slide pass Brezzi. Last minute shot! Is it a goal? It's a goal! Syracuse University in the last second takes this one just in the net. Chris Timmons trying to argue it, and it looks like it's going to be a goal. Syracuse University with literally no time left in the game. Chris Timmons vividly not happy with that one. Syracuse University teammate players now lining up, referees talking about it. If that was the winning goal, what a heartbreaking loss for Oswego State University. And it looks like that one's going to end it. Syracuse University, literally as time expires, it's going to be 5-4 over Oswego State University. Timmons vividly not happy. Oswego State players skating right off the ice after shaking hands. 41 shots for Syracuse University, 17 for Oswego State, and that's how this one ends as the seconds die off. Oswego State led in this game at the end of the first period, at the end of the second period. The Syracuse Orange tied it up with not too much time left in the game, and they win with less than a second left. And I'm sad to say, folks, that'll do it for us here at the Marano Campus Ice Center Arena. Join us on Saturday as Oswego State takes on University at Buffalo with a 7 p.m. puck drop for Military Appreciation Night. Once again, final score, Syracuse University 5, Oswego State 4. Thanks for tuning in. Ben Greco alongside Jerry Pritchard. Be with us Saturday night.